All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Duncan. I'm a consultant librarian with Peace Library System. And today's webinar is all about LinkedIn Learning. So we're going to go over how to access LinkedIn Learning. We're going to go over the features that are in LinkedIn Learning, and then we will also look at the mobile app and how it's different and similar from the desktop version. So some things that I go over today you might already know, but the goal is to leave today's webinar with having learned something new, or maybe a new tool that you didn't know was possible. But to start, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to actually access and get into the platform. So right now I am on the Peace Library System website. And to access any of our e-resources, we're going to go to the top right corner here, e-resources. We can also go to a member library website. So I'm going to use LaGlace as an example. And same thing, top right corner, we have e-resources. And it's going to bring us a giant alphabetical list of all the subscribed databases and resources that PLS subscribes to. So I'm going to scroll down to LinkedIn Learning under L. And to get in, we're going to click on the title, and that'll open up a new window for us to get access. But before we do that, we're going to look at a few of these links underneath. And the first one is a brand new brochure that's just been made. So this can be printed off. This is also available on Library Aware, so you can put your own library's logo and contact information at the bottom. But this just briefly goes over what LinkedIn Learning is, the devices you might need for it, as well as the searching options and how to create collections, things like that. Under that, we have a video tutorial that was created by Niche Academy. So we didn't make this one. Here, I'll switch to Learner View. There we go. But it'll give you a brief overview of what the platform is and then how to log in, whether you are using an Android or an Apple device. So this is a little bit more mobile specific. And then if you are interested in learning more about the platform outside of today's webinar, we also have a link to this course that is in LinkedIn Learning. So once we actually get into the platform, this will start to look familiar. But this is a course that you can take and work your way through, and it'll go over all the features a little more in depth than what we're doing today. All right, so those are our links. But I'm going to click on LinkedIn Learning so we can get inside. So this is the first page it brings you to. And we can see in the top in the URL here, it has a Peace Library System at the very end of the URL. So if you ever wanted to log in and for some reason you didn't have access to the Peace website and you just wanted to use a link, it would be linkedin.com/learninglogin/go/Peace Library System. Also, when you log in with mobile, it might ask you for your library ID. And in this case, it's always going to be Peace Library System, one word. But I'm going to click Get Started, and I'm going to enter my library barcode, my library card barcode rather, and my 4-digit PIN. So you do need a library card to get access to LinkedIn Learning. All right, so we're on our main page here. Before we start going over everything that's on here, I'm just going to speak a little bit on what LinkedIn Learning is. So essentially, it's a giant collection of video tutorials and courses that focus on a large variety of topics. So these include learning new software, new skills, and or career-based instruction. So the platform is continually updated, so you can feel comfortable whether you're using it yourself or whether you're recommending it to patrons. You can feel comfortable that they're getting up-to-date and relevant information. Additionally, many of the courses are taught by experts in their field. So the instructors of the courses and the narrators of the videos are people who actually work in that field or who work directly with the type of software that you're learning. And you can even search for courses by instructors if you find someone you really like. So maybe there's someone who you find you're learning from best and you like their teaching method. You can click on them and it'll give you all the courses they've taught within the platform. All the courses on LinkedIn are divided into one of 4 categories. So there's a whole business section, a creative section, a technology section, and then certifications as well. And within those 4 kind of broad categories, there are endless topics and endless subtopics. So even if you're not looking for something specific and you just want to come in and browse, you're bound to find something of interest. The platform can be really great for recommending to patrons, like I previously said, and for a large variety of patrons, you know, those looking to learn a new piece of software, maybe those who are starting a new career and don't know where to start and make that change in skill. It's good for casual learners, even hobbyists. I find that when patrons come to the info desk and they're asking about maybe a tech course or where they can sign up for certain classes, or maybe they're looking for books on like photography, this can be a helpful resource to, you know, additionally give them. So you can help them find their photography books. You can help them sign up for a tech course they're interested in, but you can also direct their attention to LinkedIn Learning because they have free courses on photography. They're going to have, you know, free courses on tons of different software. So, and it helps the stats too, right, for us. So it's something good to point to towards your patrons. All right, but let's start looking at the home page here. So at the very top, we just have a little scroll bar that's highlighting some different courses. Underneath that, we have a video or a section of saved videos, and we'll get more into how to save videos and where to access them. But right now it's showing us that we have 3 videos that I've wanted to save for later. So that's right at the top. We have a top picks for you space. So these are all based on previous browsing you've done within LinkedIn Learning. And so based on what you've looked at, the platform is going to suggest courses for you. And these are all listed here. And so the more you click into things and the more you do courses and watch videos, the more specific and more narrow these picks are going to become. Underneath that, we have, this is a really interesting space. It's the grow in your role with these skills. So what you can do is you can type in a role or a position that you're interested in, and then below it's going to suggest all these different skills that correlate with that role. So if I wanted to one day be a teacher, I would type in teacher, and then it's giving me 6 skills that are parallel to being a teacher. So things like curriculum development, lesson planning, tutoring, classroom management. If you click on the skill using the arrow, it's going to bring you a huge list of all the videos that are tagged with that skill or have that skill as part of the video or part of the course. So when I was saying earlier, those looking to start a new career, this is a great space that you can direct people to type in the position they're interested in or the new position they just started. And then they can go through these skills and find content that's relevant to them. These follow button underneath all the skills, if you click on it, it's going to add this skill to be a list that is associated to you. So it's going to recommend things like in the space below because of skills you follow. Now that I followed product management, it's going to start suggesting videos and courses that have to do with that skill. So again, the more skills you follow, more things you click into, the more narrow the suggestions on the homepage are going to become. And we have another one below that too, related to courses you've watched. So clicking into things, adding skills, and then content you've watched, all different ways to suggest other videos and other courses. At the very bottom here, we have a featured instructors space. So they're highlighting some notable instructors on the platform. And if you click on them, it's going to bring up a little bio about their credentials. It's giving you the option to follow them and link to their real life LinkedIn profile. Because LinkedIn Learning is kind of a subsidiary of LinkedIn. So there's a lot of crossover. A lot of these instructors are going to have LinkedIn profiles. They're going to want you to follow them and connect with them. A lot of the courses might have certificates that you can also post on your own LinkedIn profile. So you're going to find as we go through there is opportunity for crossover and opportunity to post the certificates onto your personal profile. If you have one, you don't need a LinkedIn profile to access LinkedIn Learning. But these instructors are linked if you're interested in following them outside of this platform. And then below their bio, we have all the courses that they've instructed. So this instructor has done 4, it looks like. Well, let's go back to the home page, and I can do that by clicking the LinkedIn Learning logo at the very top corner here. And we're going to look at how to find a course or searching. And so there's 2 ways that we can do that. We can either browse or we can use the search bar. But we're going to start with browsing and see where that takes us. So the browse feature sorts the courses and topics into the 4 main categories I was speaking on earlier. So we have business, we have creative, we have technology, and then we have certifications, which will open up in this new window, and we'll get to that one in a moment. But for business, creative, and technology, it sorts all the different courses and videos into these topics, which are the bolded text, and then each of those topics has subtopics, which you can further dive into and explore. If you scroll down into any of the categories, they'll also pull out skills that are common within that category or software that is common in that category. So for example, if I'm interested in learning JavaScript, maybe that's something I want to click on. And it's going to bring me a huge list of all the courses that are tagged with JavaScript or have JavaScript somewhere within them. And what's nice is that they don't just have, it's not like singular courses for each skill. There's lots of JavaScript courses taught by lots of different instructors. So if there's someone who you're not meshing with as an instructor, or if there's maybe a type of video that's not working well for you, there's lots of other options that you can go through and pick. Okay, and that's same for creative, things like Photoshop, InDesign, and business as well. So like Microsoft Excel, Google Workspace. Learning paths we'll get to in a moment. I'll explain what those are, but this is below the software. There's another way that you can access your learning path. Well, let's go back to certifications. So clicking on the certifications category opens this up in a new window, and it gives you just a little explanation on how their certifications program work. So it can be divided into these 3 different sections. Certification prep are prep courses that you would use to study before you take an official examination. So any, maybe you're taking an Adobe course, I would click on Adobe. And then on the right-hand side here, they have courses that you would take prior to taking the official course. So certification prep is just prepping you before you take your final exam within any of these organizations that are part of this program. So I would always double check to make sure that if you are taking an exam and you want to do some prep with LinkedIn Learning, check to see if they're here. and then you'll get like a really good prep program to work through. The continuing education space. So these are courses, kind of standalone courses that you can take that will present you with a little certification at the end. Many of these are used for beefing up resumes when you're applying for entry-level positions. You could even link some of these certifications onto your LinkedIn profile. So like the International Institute of Business Analysis, I could click on that. It's going to bring me down to that organization. And then they have, you can click here and view all the courses, or you can just look at the highlighted ones. But these are some courses from this organization that will present you with a little certificate at the end. So nothing too official, just another way to, show on your resume, show on your profile that you have this skill or that you're competent in whatever skill you're looking to showcase. All right, and the last section of the certifications is academic credits. So there's a select few post-secondary institutions that are partnered with LinkedIn, in which you can take a course on LinkedIn Learning and it'll count as credits to that post-secondary institution, which you can use towards completing your program or graduating from your program. So there's only a few schools that are a part of this, and I don't know how many would apply to people in our area, but possibly, right? Maybe some of these have online courses, or we do have patrons who are familiar with these schools. So I would always double check. You can click learn more and it'll walk you through which courses can get you credits, but kind of a neat way to, complete your program through LinkedIn Learning, or at least earn credits towards completing your program. All right. So we're going to go back to our home page here, and we're going to look at how to use the search bar. So more often than not, the search bar is probably going to be the way you're looking for things. So I'm going to type in Microsoft Excel, and we'll see what happens. So we get a big list of everything that has Microsoft Excel in the record, or maybe it's tagged with Microsoft Excel, and we can see that we have over 9,000 results. Okay, we can sort these in a number of different ways. We can do by the best match. We can look at the view count, which one of these courses is viewed the most, or we can look at the most recently added, the newest courses. We can narrow down our results using a number of these limiters here. So we can narrow down by English, or not English, sorry, by language. So if we have patrons who maybe speak Spanish, we can limit those results so then only Spanish courses that have to do with Microsoft Excel are showing. There we go. We can narrow them down by type. So courses would be courses with multiple videos and quizzes that are involved with them. They're kind of sorted into chapters. Videos you can sort by, and those are just small, usually less than 10-minute clips. Often most of the videos are part of a larger course where the courses take multiple hours. The videos are minutes. You can sort by events, which are like live events that you can pay to be a part of and interact with a real instructor. Or you can sort by learning path, which are curated playlists of videos and courses. And these learning paths are designed to teach you a specific skill or piece of software. And we'll look at these more in depth in a moment, but you can sort by those. We can also sort the content by who created it. So LinkedIn Learning or LinkedIn Talent Solutions. The time to complete. So maybe you're looking for something really short, less than 10 minutes. maybe you have a bit more time and you're wanting to really dig into a course. So I would select 3 hours and find something a little bit longer. You can sort by level. So beginner, intermediate, advanced. And as far as I know, there's no like markers as to like, oh, you're an intermediate because you know this, this, and that, or you're advanced because you're able to do this. If I felt already comfortable with Microsoft Excel and I wanted to just learn a bit more, maybe I would put intermediate, watch a few courses or videos and see if that is an appropriate level for me. If it seems too advanced, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit beginner courses. And then at the very right-hand side, if we hit all filters, it'll bring us to this pop-up, and it just takes all of our limiters and puts them in this nice box. And it adds a few too. So if we want to search by a subject, or it's suggesting software based on our search. So because we typed in Microsoft Excel, it's saying, oh, do you mean Microsoft Excel? So I'm going to click that. And now everything in this list has been tagged with that skill from LinkedIn. So we're just over 7,600 results now. All right, what we're going to do though, I'm going to reset this, is we're going to go through each of the different types of content a little bit more in depth. So we'll start with videos because they're the shortest. And we can see actually in all the thumbnail images here, it'll actually tell you how long the video or the course takes. So we can see that a lot of these 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, videos tend to be on the shorter side. I'd say less than 10 minutes at most. We can save our videos and courses when we get to courses in 2 ways. We can either add them to a custom created collection. So if I want to create test collection 2, so now that video has been inserted into this collection, which we can gain access to later, or I can add it to a previously created collection. We can also save it to a folder. And all you would do is hit save. And I'll show you later where we access that folder, but it's in the same place as where we would look at our created collections. All right, so clicking into the video, it's going to bring up this kind of YouTube style pop-up. So you can jump around. We have options to increase the playback speed or have captions. We can make it full screen. And then on the right-hand side, we have who the instructor is, a little description about what the video is about. And then if it's connected to a larger course, you would click watch full course, and it'll bring you to that course and where that video is. So maybe you watch this little 4-minute clip and you say, hey, this is interesting. I like this instructor. I want to, view the entirety of the course and learn all I can. That's how you would get to that. The next type of content are courses. So again, we can see in the thumbnails here that they're a little bit longer. So we have this one's 38 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, we have a 3-hour one, 45 minutes. So courses are collecting videos and collecting quizzes and making a longer piece of content for you to interact with. And same as videos, we can save them to our folders or add them to collections. But I'm going to click into this Excel analytics tips and see what happens. All right. So this is our course page, and we've seen this before, kind of clicking into different things already. But before we get to the main part here, we're going to look at the table of contents, because this will help to understand what the courses look like. So all the courses are going to have an introduction. They might have a little intro video or a couple intro videos. And then the content is divided into chapters. So this course only has one chapter, analytics tips, but each one of these titles is a different video, and it tells you how long that video is underneath. If you're wanting to save any of these videos to your folder, you would hit the little flag icon beside them, and they're automatically saved. At the end of the chapter, you'll have a chapter quiz. And when you click into that, it's formatted like this. It gives you a question. It'll give you 4 options. And you would click through and it'll tell you if you got it correct or not, and tell you which video to review if you did get it incorrect, so that you know where to correct the error you made. All right. So that's the table of contents to get a good idea of what the course is structured like. The videos are similar to how when you click on video from the other screen, they show up in this YouTube style. Few more options though. You can skip ahead or skip back by 10 seconds. We still have playback speed and closed captions. You can make it full screen. Up in the corner here, we have the flag option to save the video, and then the plus icon is where you can add it to a previously created or a new collection. There's also the share icon where you can link it to different social media, or maybe you want to send this by email to a friend. So just another way to spread the content around. Below that, we have a little overview. So we have who the instructor is, we have the course details, any learning objectives, and the skills covered in the course. So remember, we clicked on Microsoft Excel. So down here, of course, it's going to say Microsoft Excel. And then at the very bottom, this is kind of cool. It has how many LinkedIn learning members like the content, and how many people have actually, clicked into this and started viewing it. So you can kind of gauge how popular certain courses are, certain videos are, and that might play into your decision on what you watch and what course you take. All right, so that's our overview. Also in the overview component here, we have this related to this course space. And this will contain 2 things. So exercise files. And if you click on that, it'll give you these zip files that you can download. And so these are going to contain any kind of interactive or exercise sheets. The course might ask you to do certain activities, or it's going to show you something and then it wants you to try it on your own using one of these sheets. So this is where you would download that so you can participate. And then once you're finished the course, if there's a certificate, you would click the certificate space, and then you would click into here and you're able to download your certificate and share it wherever you like. So that's the overview. Beside the overview, we have Notebook. So this is a space where you can type in notes. So if you're a typer and you don't want to use pen and paper for notes, you can type them all in here and they'll automatically be saved when you hit enter. So then if you want to come back to this course, maybe 10 days later, and you're logging in on a different computer, as long as you log in with the same credentials, your same library barcode and 4-digit PIN, your notes are still going to be saved within this course. You also have the option to export your notes. So if you've written, a really extensive page of notes and you want to download them so that you can hand them out to your friends and family, this is where you would click download to export those notes. And then the last tab here is the Transcript tab. Okay, so this transcribes the entirety of the video for auditory impaired learners. And you can go through each of these. You can click on the text. It'll actually tell you what the timestamp is in the video. And you can search within the transcript as well. So maybe if you remember hearing something about a certain piece of software, or the instructor said something that caught your attention, but you just don't remember what video it is, you can search throughout the course Microsoft Excel. And you can start searching through here to find what you were looking for. All right. Oh, and related courses. We also have related courses on the right-hand side. So it's just suggesting other courses to take based on the one you've chosen. All right, let's go back to our search results. So we've done courses, we've done videos. Let's look at learning paths next. All right, so learning paths you cannot add to a collection because a learning path is a collection. It's a curated list of courses and videos that are centered around one topic or one category. You can save a learning path though, so you can still save it to your saved folder. But if I click into this one, it has an objective. So the objective is we're going to learn digital literacy and productivity. It tells you how long. So this one is 3 hours. And this one only has 2 items, so 2 courses to go through. So this is actually a shorter one. And then if you scroll down, it'll kind of give you an overview of the courses you're going to do. And then the certificate that you will earn once you've completed both of these. That's a pretty short one. Some of them are quite long. Maybe this one. Oh no, this one only has 2 courses too. But yeah, learning paths are basically just collections of videos and content based around one specific topic. And they obviously take a lot longer to complete because it's multiple courses, and it can, like this one is 9 hours long. Oh, here we go. This one has 6 different courses to work through. So you wouldn't get your certificate until you've completed all 6 of these. All right, and the last content type we'll look at is events. I don't think you'll be using events too often. Like I said previously, they're live events that users can register for, and oftentimes they do cost money. So this one, this is a past event actually, but this one was $30 to attend. And I'm not sure if they give you a recording of it afterwards. And I don't know how much interaction you get with an instructor either. I believe it's just kind of like a live webinar, and you would watch the instructor do it live and maybe type in comments. But there might be something, right? It never hurts to look to see if there is an upcoming event that is specific to the topic or the skill you're searching for, because it might be a better way to learn for the user. All right, we're gonna look at the top right navigation here, and then we're gonna move over into the mobile app. So starting on the left, the home button obviously brings you back to the home page. Beside that, we have My Learning, and this is a space that has any courses that are currently in progress. This is where we would access all of our saved videos and saved courses. So this acts like our saved folder. There's a space to access the collections we've made. So there's test collection 2, which we just made. Learning history, so anything you've completed will be listed here. And then any skills you've added are going to be in this space here. And so you can remove them or add skills in the same place as well. What's also neat under My Learning is you can set a weekly goal. So maybe trying to commit yourself to 30 minutes a week or 60 minutes a week is a better way for you to learn. This is where you would do that. And then once you set the goal, it'll track and it'll let you know if you've met your goal or not each week. Beside My Learning is notifications. You probably won't see too many notifications here, but if they do pop up, this is where they're going to live. If you click on the gear within the notifications tab, this will just give you some more account settings. So you can turn off the recommendations on the front page and things like that. All right, beside notifications, we have the Me tab. So that's going to drop down and it's going to take all of the tabs from My Learning and it just lists them horizontally. So you don't have to click into here and do another click. You can easily just click. I want to go to my collections, it'll bring me there. Or click and I want to go to my saved videos and it'll bring me there. But below that, we have the language space. We have more settings. Oh, I think this is the same thing. So yeah, notification settings, if you want to receive them by email. And then what language you're using on LinkedIn as well. There's also a help center. So if you need additional assistance, you can start here. And then an option to sign out at the bottom. There's another way to change the language setting, and it's this world icon in the top right. So again, if we have patrons who speak languages other than English, and the language is available, it is only these current languages available, French, German, Japanese, Spanish, simplified Chinese, and Portuguese, then we can switch it for them and they can browse through the site in their preferred language. But I'll change it back to English. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the mobile app. I'll just get this set up here. So you can download it for Apple devices like an iPhone or an iPad, or you can do it for Android devices. So for Apple, you go through the Apple App Store and just type in LinkedIn Learning. You do need iOS 13.0 or higher. And then for Android devices, you would go to the Google Play Store and you need the operating system 6.0 or higher. Let's take a look at what it looks like. So this is the app icon, just says Learning here. I'm going to click into it. And there are a few minor differences between the mobile app and the desktop site, but you'll see it's pretty similar in structure. So this is our home page. At the very bottom, we have our navigation, so we can click into topics. It'll give us our 4 categories that we can browse by. If we want to use the search bar, it's in the top right corner. We also have notifications at the bottom, and then My Learning as well, where we can access our saved lists and our collections. I'm going to click into this course just so we can see what it looks like on the app. I just want this to pause. Okay, well, there's a few different things that we can do on the mobile app. We have this audio only option. So if you click this, you can turn off your device and it'll play just the audio of the video. So it kind of works like a podcast, right? So you're just listening to the instruction as opposed to watching it. On the mobile app, there is no notes feature, so you're not able to take notes or access your notes that you've taken on the desktop app. But what you can do is you can download the courses and you can download the videos onto your device. So if you're going on vacation somewhere and you're not going to have an internet connection and you want to still work through the courses or work through the videos, you can hit download course and then it'll be downloaded to your device so you can watch at your leisure. If I'm in a current course and I click back to the main page, and I'm just clicking around, the course that I was just watching is going to display at the very bottom here. So if I want to go back to it, I would just click the bar at the bottom and it'll bring up the video again. It's very similar to the YouTube app. And when you minimize a video screen, it goes to the bottom so that you can still browse and still look around while listening to the content at the same time. All right, so that is the mobile app, pretty straightforward. The last thing I'm going to show is just our promotional materials before I let you go. So again, we have the brochure, and all of these are available on Library Aware so that you can edit them. It's all the same file names. We have bookmarks, and then also the new posters that you can print out and hang up around the library. So there's PDFs in the email I sent earlier this week, or Library Aware, and you're able to edit out the logo and put your own contact information there. But that is it. But I'll thank everyone for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can contact me at dlotoski@peacelibrarysystem.ab.ca. And we hope to see you at the next one. Thanks, everyone.